Hello everyone, Happy New Year 2025. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Exquisite Learning in Nepal, where we dive deep into everything IELTS. My name is Suroj Moktan, and I'm an IELTS expert at ELiN IELTS. I've just started IELTS Listening Task Marathon, and for the next 5 videos, you'll be treated with the best strategic videos on IELTS Listening Tasks available on YouTube. You can watch my episode 4 in order to understand the complete IELTS test format in 2024. And in today's video, we're going to cover 2 of the 5 IELTS listening tasks, which are Forms Notes Completion and Table-Flowchart Completion. We'll break down the format, explore the question types in depth, and discuss step-by-step strategies for tackling them effectively. This will be the most comprehensive guide in the whole YouTube you'll find. So grab a pen and paper and let's get started. Forms Notes Completion and Table-Flowchart Completion are 2 compulsory tasks of IELTS listening. These tasks are designed for Part 1 and Part 4 of the IELTS listening test. That means half the proportion of the IELTS listening test consists of these tasks. You cannot afford making mistakes in these 2 tasks. Now, let's break down these tasks in details and also understand the stepwise strategies to get all correct answers. Remember, if the questions are asked in any of the parts 1, 2, or 3, you will have 30 seconds to look at a certain number of questions, while you get 60 seconds in part 4, where you need to go through questions from 31 to 40. Forms Notes Completion. Before the audio begins, it is essential to follow these steps in order. Always start by reading the instructions thoroughly. This will let you know how many words or numbers you are allowed to transfer as the answer. During the 30 seconds provided, take the time to read the incomplete statements carefully and try to understand the context. This will help you predict potential answers, as many answers are often predictable. Additionally, you can determine the type of answer required, such as whether it is a noun, verb, or adjective. If you are familiar with English lifestyle and culture, your contextual predictions might often turn out to be correct. Once the 30 seconds are over and the audio begins, pay attention to the background development of the context. While listening, identify the signposts, as they will guide you through the audio and help you anticipate what is coming next. These signposts often appear as headings and subheadings, which are usually presented in bold letters. When you read the statements with blank spaces, listen carefully for references and paraphrases in the audio. To identify the correct answer, observe the typical words that appear before and after the blank spaces. The word or phrase you hear just before or after the paraphrase section is usually the correct answer. Your answer could be a single word, a number, or a combination of letters and numbers. For unfamiliar words, especially those that might not be common to non-native speakers of English, the audio often spells them out. Listen attentively to the spelling and ensure you write the correct spelling as you hear it. The table and flowchart completion tasks are similar to form or note completion, but the information in tables typically flows from left to right from the structure of the table, as it has the combination of rows and columns. If you are working on a flowchart, pay attention to the arrows as they indicate the sequence and direction of information. I have included 2 practice questions from Cambridge IELTS 17 Test 2 for you to try. Give them a go and share your scores in the comment section.
Part 1. You will hear a man asking about voluntary work in the village that he has just moved to. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 7. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 7.
Hello, Jane Fairbanks speaking.
Oh, good morning. My name's Frank Pritchard. I've just retired and moved to Southo. I'd like to become a volunteer, and I gather you coordinate voluntary work in the village?
That's right.
What sort of thing could I do?
Well, we need help with the village library. We borrow books from the town library, and individuals also donate them. So one thing you could do is get involved in collecting them, if you've got a car, that is.
Yes, that's no problem.
The times are pretty flexible, so we can arrange it to suit you. Oh, another thing is the records that we keep of the books we're given, and those we borrow and need to return to the town library. It would be very useful to have another person to help keep them up to date.
Right. I'm used to working on a computer. I presume they're computerized?
Oh, yes.
Is the library purpose-built? I haven't noticed it when I've walked around the village.
No, we simply have the use of a room in the village hall. The West Room. It's on the left as you go in.
Oh, I must go and have a look inside the hall.
Yes, it's a nice building.
Do you run a lunch club in the village for elderly people? I know a lot of places do.
Yes, we have a very successful club.
I could help with transport, if that's of any use.
Oh, definitely. People come to the club from neighbouring villages, and we're always in need of more drivers.
And does the club have groups that focus on a particular hobby too? I could get involved in one or two, particularly if there are any art groups.
Excellent. I'll find out where we need help and get back to you.
Fine. What about help for individual residents? Do you arrange that at all?
Yes, we do it as a one-off. Oh, in fact, there's Mrs. Carroll. She needs a lift to the hospital next week, and we're struggling to find someone.
When's her appointment?
On Tuesday. It would take the whole morning.
I could do that?
Oh, that would be great. Thank you. And also next week, we're arranging to have some work done to Mr. Salisbury's house before he moves, as he isn't healthy enough to do it himself. We've got some people to decorate his kitchen, but if you could do some weeding in his garden, that would be wonderful.
OK, I'd enjoy that. And presumably the day and time are flexible?
Oh, yes. Just say when would suit you best, and we'll let Mr. Salisbury know.
Good.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 8 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
The volunteers group also organises monthly social events, which is a great way to meet other people, of course.
Uh-huh.
So next month, on the 19th of October, we're holding a quiz. A couple of residents are great at planning unusual ones, and we always fill the village hall.
That sounds like fun. Can I do anything to help?
Well, because of the number of people, we need plenty of refreshments for halfway through. So if you could provide any, we'd be grateful.
I'm sure I could. I'll think about what to make and let you know.
Thank you. Then on November the 18th, we're holding a dance, also in the village hall. We've booked a band that specialises in music of the 1930s. They've been before, and we've had a lot of requests to bring them back.
I'm not really a dancer, but I'd like to do something to help.
Well, we sell tickets in advance, and having an extra person to check them at the door as people arrive would be good. It can be quite a bottleneck if everyone arrives at once.
OK, I'm happy with that.
We're also arranging a New Year's Eve party. We're expecting that to be a really big event. So instead of the village hall, it'll be held in the Mountfort Hotel.
The...
Mountfort. Mountfort Hotel. It isn't in Southo itself, but it's only a couple of miles away. The hotel will be providing dinner, and we've booked a band. The one thing we haven't got yet is a poster. That isn't something you could do by any chance, is it?
Well, actually, yes. Before I retired, I was a graphic designer, so that's right up my street.
Oh, perfect. I'll give you the details, and then perhaps you could send me a draft?
Of course.
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you found these strategies helpful in achieving accurate answers, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Your support through a simple subscription goes a long way in motivating me to create and share high-quality IELTS content for you on YouTube. Namaskar.